Where does a thought go when it is forgotten? Out of your vulnerabilities will come your strength. Being entirely honest with oneself is a good exercise. One day, in retrospect, the years of struggle will strike you as the most beautiful. The virtuous man contents himself with dreaming that which the wicked man does in actual life. Most people do not really want freedom because freedom involves responsibility, and most people are frightened of responsibility. We are never so defenseless against suffering as when we love. He that has eyes to see and ears to hear may convince himself that no mortal can keep a secret. If his lips are silent, he chatters with his fingertips. Betrayal oozes out of him at every pore. A woman should soften, but not weaken, a man. It is impossible to escape the impression that people commonly use false standards of measurement, that they seek power, success, and wealth for themselves, and admire them in others, and that they underestimate what is of true value in life. Everywhere I go, I find a poet has been there before me. Whoever loves becomes humble. Those who love have, so to speak, pawned a part of their narcissism. The madman is a dreamer awake. Words have a magical power. They can bring either the greatest happiness or deepest despair. They can transfer knowledge from teacher to student. Words enable the orator to sway his audience and dictate its decisions. Words are capable of arousing the strongest emotions and prompting all men's actions. The behavior of a human being in sexual matters is often a prototype for the whole of his other modes of reaction in life. He does not believe, he that does not live according to his belief. Neurotics complain of their illness, but they make the most of it, and when it comes to taking it away from them, they will defend it, like a lioness, her young. Beauty has no obvious use, nor is there any clear cultural necessity for it. Yet civilization could not do without it. progress we are making. In the Middle Ages, they would have burned me. Now, they are content with burning my books. My love is something valuable to me, which I ought not to throw away without reflection. The intention that man should be happy is not in the plan of creation. Love and work are the cornerstones of our humanness. The creative writer does the same as the child at play. He creates a world of fantasy, which he takes very seriously. The interpretation of dreams is the royal road to a knowledge of the unconscious activities of the mind. Men are more moral than they think, and far more immoral than they can imagine. Properly speaking, the unconscious is the real psychic. Its inner nature is just as unknown to us as the reality of the external world, and it is just as imperfectly reported to us through the data of consciousness, as is the external world through the indications of our sensory organs. We are threatened with suffering from three directions: from our body, which is doomed to decay; from the external world, which may rage against us with overwhelming and merciless force of destruction; and finally, from our relations with other men. This last source is perhaps more painful to us than any other. Neurosis is the inability to tolerate ambiguity. Men are strong so long as they represent a strong idea. They become powerless when they oppose it. Illusions commend themselves to us because they save us pain and allow us to enjoy pleasure instead. We must therefore accept it without complaint when they sometimes collide with a bit of reality, against which they are dashed to pieces. It is a predisposition of human nature to consider an unpleasant idea untrue, and then it is easy to find arguments against it. Non-neurotic harbors thoughts of suicide, which are not murderous impulses against others, redirected upon himself. Public self is a conditioned construct of the inner psychological self. Love in the form of longing and deprivation lowers the self-regard. The more perfect a person is on the outside, the more demons they have on the inside. the individual does actually carry on a double existence, one designed to serve his own purposes, and another as a link in a chain in which he serves against, or at any rate, without any volition of his own. The dream is the liberation of the spirit from the pressure of external nature, a detachment of the soul from the fetters of matter. As regards intellectual work, it remains a fact indeed that great decisions in the realm of thought and momentous discoveries and solutions of problems are only possible to an individual working in solitude. It is impossible to overlook the extent to which civilization is built up upon a renunciation of instinct. Where such men love, they have no desire, and where they desire, they cannot love. Our memory has no guarantees at all, and yet we bow more often than is objectively justified to the compulsion to believe what it says. He who knows how to wait need make no concessions. I never want to belong to any club that would have someone like me as a member. No one who, like me, conjures up the most evil of those half-tamed demons that inhabit the human breast and seeks to wrestle with them can expect to come through the struggle unscathed. Only a rebuke that has something in it will sting, will have the power to stir our feelings, not the other sort, as we know. The weakness of my position does not imply a strengthening of yours. Everyone owes nature a death. Unexpressed emotions will never die. They are buried alive and will come forth later in uglier ways.